All righty, and we are live right outside of Dodge County Stadium, named after Coach John Peacock, Peacock Field. Frank and Marv here with you. We left Ben back in the studio to babysit Nate, but I'll tell you what, we've got the Spirit Squad behind us. Zaylin Denard, the senior's the yell master. Miss Purvis is a teacher. She's also in charge. We've got the band. We've got some little cheerleaders at one side, some bigger cheerleaders here, and this is the whole community has turned out, Marv.
Yeah, it's been a great experience already so far. I mean, they really come out, they support their Big Red.
Yes, they are.
They're undefeated.
I know, they are, Marv. Talk a little bit about the backgrounds of these teams.
Let's talk about it. They're 5-0. First two games of the season were close, but since then they've outscored opponents 144-54. They even had a season-high 70 a couple of weeks against Dublin in Dublin. They are 4-2. Both teams are 2-0 in the region play. This is a big-time region matchup. They don't like each other much.
No, they don't. Region matchup history now. Dublin leads the all-time series 33-19-1. However, Dodge has won the last 3 in a row. Before that, Dublin won 8 in a row. So right now, the Indians are riding high. All right, players, watch Marv. The DUB is a very talented quarterback.
Oh, Rodriguez Martin. You've heard that name several times. That's because he's been like a 2 or 3 year starter for Coach Roger Holmes.
Yes.
I mean, he's a great player. He's one of those 2 double threat players that can throw the ball deep, as you see, and he can also run it and run the distance to catch a touchdown. So you got to make sure your eyes are on number 10 at all times.
All right, when Dodge County has the ball, he wears number 2, and you better focus quickly on him because he's very fast. We're talking about R.J. Carr. He's averaging 150 yards per game on the ground, a touchdown at least every game, and also good at returning kicks. So he is a good one. There he is, number 2. I've seen him play a couple of times, and they're not afraid to run the football. I'll tell you what, he's a good one. Now, we talked about this field being named after Coach John Peacock. He is a legend in these parts, and he's also a battler, Marvin. We're going to highlight his battle coming up.
That's right. That's why I'm wearing the pink, talking about breast cancer. We're going to salute him a little bit later on the show.
All right, Tailgate 13, much more coming up. We are live in Eastman, where they love 13 WMAZ, and they love their Dodge County football. Stay with us. We're coming right back.
Now or never.
All right, Frank and Marv back in Eastman Dodge County High School, where they're fired up for their big match with Dublin. The Marching Chiefs is what you're hearing behind us. Chris Wade is the band director, Marv. First year, he grew up in Fort Valley. Then he graduated from Georgia Southern.
Oh, not a bad.
Oh, yes, indeed. And this is his first job.
That's right.
And Jacob Snyder, a senior, is the drum major. All right, as Marv said, he's got the pink shirt on. Breast Cancer Awareness Month is October, and while one former Dodge County coach isn't fighting breast cancer, he is in the fight of his life.
That's right. Producer Brian Garcia and myself, we caught up with Coach who was using faith, family, and football at a time he needs it the most.
On February 6th, our life changed.
It's a battle on the football field for 60 minutes every Friday night. But for one former coach, his battle comes home with him.
Told me that I had stage 4 cancer in the pancreas and the liver. In fact, my liver was completely black.
On the other side of this door, you'll find Coach John Peacock. And even though he's on the couch now, some days it feels like he's still in the trenches.
You feel like your feet had been knocked out from under you.
Coach Peacock coached at Dodge County for 10 seasons. He's won more than 180 games in his career. Still, he hopes his biggest victory is yet to come.
Right now, I'm doing good.
It's a fight with cancer, and he's not fighting alone.
It's been worse on my wife than probably on me.
He has his wife, Sue, his family, and a little help from the man upstairs.
When you get in a bad situation, you pray. And if you can pray, God's going to answer.
So for now, he waits at home in Eastman, where the community he's grown to love offers their support.
I get cards and I get calls from people, and I said, gosh, I didn't think they liked me.
And whether it's a card, a prayer,
I got so many people praying for me.
or just a hello, the people in Dodge County are helping him fight.
Some of them will come in and they'll spend a couple of 2 or 3 hours with us talking, and then they apologize. I said, hey, you don't apologize. You took my mind off of cancer for 3 hours.
A couple of hours with no worries, just like on Friday nights, but this time it's at his second home.
I sit right up under that sign.
A sign dedicated to him. In 2011, Dodge County made it official. Memorial Stadium, forever known as Coach John Peacock Field.
And they just called and said, Coach, we named the field after you now. And I said, you did what? good to get something named after you while you're alive.
Alive and in good spirits, 140 pounds lighter than he was just a year and a half ago.
Because I can wear my high school jacket again.
While the jacket is a new look for him at his age, he still has the same old love for football.
It teaches you a value of life, and I don't ever want to forget that.
Memories and values he hopes he can pass on to generations to come.
Every day, you can't quit. If you get knocked down, you can either stay down or get up.
And trust me, Coach practices what he preaches. He's not quitting anytime soon.
God decided I'm the one to stay in for a little while. I figure I got something else to do.
But what's left for a man who's accomplished so much?
I'm only what those kids did for me and those assistant coaches did. You know, I just steered the ship.
Humbleness, faithfulness.
God's always first.
And gratefulness.
God's been so good to us.
Coach Peacock is just happy to be where he is.
I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world. I'd do it all again.
Judging by the love, Coach, your fans wouldn't change a thing. All it takes is all we got, the saying made famous by Coach Peacock.
Oh, what a man. Also, he also wants to credit his wife, Sue, of course. 44 years putting up with Coach Peacock.
Right.
Along with his 2 daughters, 7 grandchildren. They keep him going. They are there for every step of the battle, and he's a good man, and they love him around this community. They also love their football in this community, Marv, and I'll tell you what, we are excited that they welcomed us here with open arms, as they always do.
Absolutely.
Been a couple of years. We were here 2 years ago
when
they kicked off the season against Bleckley County. They had a good team then. They got a good team this year, Marv.
Yeah, they're looking good, and everybody's here excited. And Coach is always excited. He said for a couple of hours he can, not think about cancer. So that's great. We're rooting for you, Coach.
We sure are rooting for the Indians. All right, of course. We're also rooting that Nate stays away from Central Georgia, and the man who can tell us where it might go, Chief Meteorologist Ben Jones. He's in the studio today. And, Ben, we toss it back to you.
We miss you, Ben.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. Wish I was hanging out there with you guys. I was looking forward to that trip right there. But Tropical Storm Nate had different ideas. So, alas, we are anchoring things from here. 83 in Macon and Warner Robins. There's a look at the current numbers. Man, the heat is on, too. We topped out at 88. Lots to cover right after this. All right, here's the deal for tonight. This is where the change starts taking place. Gulf of Mexico will open up and the muggies start moving in. I know you've been really missing muggy weather, right? So that comes back. That sets the stage. Rain possible as we go through the day tomorrow. It does not look likely tomorrow, but there is the possibility of rain in waves, and then maybe a few storms possible as we get on in toward tomorrow night. And then once we get to that, outer bands may just move through occasionally as we go on through into Sunday. Right now we're seeing some rain in pockets. As we talked about yesterday, some of our southeastern counties would have the potential of seeing some of this, and that's exactly what's happening. As we zoom out, we can see not a whole lot going on, but this map will change as we go on through the next 24 to 36 hours. So here it is. You can see a little bit better as far as still not an eye well defined in there, but you can get an idea of where the storm is, and it is picking up speed here now. We're moving toward the north-northwest at 21. So it's going faster than the 7-8 miles an hour it's been doing. So this is going to get on across the Gulf as we go through. This is tomorrow. Now this is interesting on this last advisory. Notice that's a tropical storm icon right there, not a Category 1 yet, even as we get all the way almost to the coast here. This is Saturday night, and then it shows a 1 for a quick second here. So it may intensify to a Category 1 hurricane, or maybe it stays just a high-end tropical storm and then comes on shore. And then as we go into Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, getting on into Monday here as it goes on away. So our target time, if you're saying, well, when is the worst time for us? The worst time, if there is a worst time for us, would be probably for Sunday. But we could see a band or two even as we go into tomorrow night. Here, let me step out so you can see this. You can see a half inch to an inch and a half of rain possibly, 10 to 20 miles. That gusting there, 40, maybe a little bit high, because I've been looking at some of the maps here and have not seen the 40 mile an hour gust, but we put that there as kind of a high end. All right, so, and of course you saw the tornadoes possible. That's always when you're on the east side of a landfalling tropical system. Here's the RPM model through Saturday. Here it goes, swirling somewhere between New Orleans and Mobile Bay here, probably closer to New Orleans. This is Saturday night, and then notice here some outer bands trying to come up. This is 11 o'clock tomorrow night. And then you can see the storm moving on up. This is Sunday morning. Pretty quiet here so far on this model. There's Sunday lunchtime, and then as we get on into 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and then most of it gone, and it doesn't show a whole lot here. And let me go back and show you the same thing again, but on a closer view from this vantage point. Notice as we get, this is the same thing you just saw, but we're going to do it like this. This is Saturday around 7. These breaks in the clouds could be key tomorrow, because it'll allow us to heat up, and the models are showing that we could get near 90 degrees again tomorrow with dew points way up, so the instability is there. So some of this right through here could be a little bit strong. This is Saturday night. The model run before this showed a lot more than this. It's not showing much now, but we'll watch to see if that even materializes. Otherwise, we're waiting to Sunday. Here's noon, then we start to get on in. And look at this, 5, 6 o'clock, still not showing much of anything here for us. Not ruling it out, but I'm just saying I don't see a whole lot of bands on the models at least coming through here right now, but clearly something we're going to keep an eye on. And I think that would be the bigger threat for us, would be outside bands as opposed to a steady tropical storm force wind. Most of that is going to be closer to the actual center of the storm. So here we go with the 7-day. We're going to say a chance of rain tomorrow, maybe a thunderstorm, and then Sunday is going to be the day we'll just see how it goes, see if any bands come through here, and then we clear it out as we go on into Monday a little bit more. More Tailgate 13 after the break.
All righty, welcome back, Dodge County High. They are pumped up. They have made this a community pep rally for our Tailgate 13 as they get ready to face rival Dublin. I want to thank Susan Long. She is the principal, and you can see the Spirit Squad is indeed fired up. It's one of the teachers right there. That's Miss Purvis. All right, everywhere you go, each team seems to have a special tradition unique to them. Well, of course, when you love football in Eastman, Georgia, Dodge County folks have a special tradition also, right, Marv?
That's right, Frank. If you've ever seen Big Red play, they have a special way of stepping out onto the field.
Jonathan Perez explains in this week's Extra Points.
That's right, guys. Every school has a different way they like to introduce their football players. But here at Dodge County High, the players like to run through the Dodge County teepee to get to the football field. Now, it does take a couple of minutes to set up. We're actually going to show you how they do it every Friday.
We used to have a banner that we used to run out of and kind of disappeared, so they decided to get this, and it turned out to be pretty good. The kids really like it, and they enjoy it every Friday night.
It's a tradition that's been around Dodge County for about 8 years. Tony Braswell and a few others inflate and piece together the teepee for the football team, which was custom made for the Indians. From start to finish, it only takes about 10 minutes for the teepee to rise nearly 20 feet, and while it looks big, it's actually quite snug for the average football player wearing pads. Either way, one by one, as the Indians run through the teepee, it's a tradition they're proud to be a part of.
It's just something that they'll look back on in their high school years. I didn't ever have anything this nice whenever we was in school, so they definitely, it's a memory that they'll be able to look back on, on their playing days.
Jonathan Perez, 13 WMAZ, Eyewitness Sports.
JP, well done. All right, North Dodge Elementary, we've got the cheerleaders here. We got all kinds of folks here. Those are the elementary school cheerleaders. Thank you to the folks in Eastman. They've been wonderful hosts. Marv and I are fixing to head out. This is Home comes your way next. Enjoy the games tonight, people.
Be safe.